Today in the livestock complex, cattle was steady. There's limited cash trade today, so it was kind of like slow. The market was really sluggish. It actually traded on both sides of unchanged, but really just slightly up, slightly lower. As the futures really do march higher, the uptrend is still intact, and that gives support to firmer prices going forward. Just the fact that the market didn't pull back tells us that there is a little bit of strength there, albeit moving sideways. But that does tell a lot. Certainly the bottom is in, and the market is continuing to move higher, even though today we stalled out a little bit. Now, feeders had a bounce today. The grain trade does create a lot of uncertainty with the feeder market, and it was lower as the grains were higher opening up for today, and it spent most of the day lower. The feeders were. Beef values did not improve, and that concerns some traders that maybe long-term support isn't really there, but those are the fundamentals. Some of the other things that are in the market, certainly with the grain trade, that is helping the feeders to bring the market back. The fact that it rallied back, it was just slightly lower, tells us that there is a little bit more room for this to rise, and I think that there is support down the road. I expect that the trend is going to continue and the market's going to continue to go higher. Now, hogs today were mixed. We were hoping maybe something a little bit better, but an uptick in cash prices, kept the market a little bit higher. Some of the back months were lower, and then they ended up higher, and then the front months were lower. So everything is bouncing around a little bit. As futures do move through these technical numbers, it could spark a little bit more additional buying. We're definitely looking for that because the uptrend is really continuing. One thing to notice is that a report did come out that Bulgaria has a new case of the African swine fever. That just means that it continues to spread. It's hard to talk about because we've been talking about this for over a year, but there is some difficulty even getting a harness on what's happening here. We know that China has lost almost 18 million head of hogs. That's about maybe 20% of their entire herd. That's an enormous amount that definitely is going to have effects on the grain market as well, feed market, what have you. Let's watch right now for the U.S.-China new talks. Maybe something will come out of that this week, and that will give us a little bit more fuel to kind of get this market rolling a little bit. I think that we've been kind of stalled out waiting to see if we can move some of our supplies to China. As it stands right now, it's just in the works, just in the talking works, but at some point we're going to get some real export value moving, and as we move to the end of summer and we start to go to fall, maybe we're going to start to rework exactly how our positions are going to look.